All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're essentially going to sketch out a blueprint. We are literally drawing up a persistent, cinematic workspace designed to radically unlock your AI productivity. Imagine we're taking out a whiteboard marker right now, and together we're mapping out the ultimate modern learning and production system. Sound good? Let's get started.
10%. Okay, guys, that is the shocking reality of the AI landscape right now. Most people who use Claude every single day are still only using, at best, about 10% of its actual capabilities. And honestly, it's not because the tech is too complicated. It's simply because nobody has ever shown them what that other 90% actually looks like.
So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Building the workspace. 2. Learning through analogies. 3. AI as a thinking partner. 4. Mastering communication styles. And finally, 5. Human-AI collaboration.
Let's jump into Section 1, Building the Workspace, or as I like to call it, stop starting from zero.
You know how every time you open a blank chat, it's like the AI has complete amnesia? It starts with zero memory, it doesn't know your name, it doesn't know your goals, and it definitely doesn't know how you like to work. Well, that leads directly to generic, totally useless outputs. To fix this, we're going to draw a permanent desk where your context is always saved. We do this in 3 easy steps. 1. Create a project, which is basically a persistent workspace. 2. Tell Claude exactly who you are. And 3. Write custom instructions. You just set this whole thing up once, and every session after that, the AI already knows exactly how to help you.
I like to think of this as a checklist written on a permanent sticky note that you paste right onto that desk. You need to clearly state your role and responsibilities, your current, highly specific goals, your background and knowledge level, your preferred information format, and, this is absolutely crucial, the things the AI must avoid doing. Literally, the more specific you are here, the better every single response is going to become.
And check this out, because efficiency is the name of the game here. Once you set up those custom instructions, you can tell the AI exactly how long you want its answers to be. You can tell it to stop starting every single response with those annoying, chatty preambles, or stop repeating your questions back to you. By just specifying the output length and stripping away that fluff, you can cut your token usage by up to 60%. Seriously, it's less noise, more signal, and way faster results.
Moving right along to Section 2, Learning through Analogies, the Feynman Method. Okay, so now that we have our solid workspace built, we can actually use it as this incredible tool for wrapping our heads around really complex subjects. You've probably noticed that most default AI explanations are, technically correct but practically useless. Why? Because they use the exact same vocabulary you're trying to learn in the first place. The Feynman method completely flips this. It's a mental model that forces true understanding through simplicity. It strictly demands the use of everyday analogies instead of all that dense technical jargon. Basically, if it can't be explained simply, it hasn't been explained well.
So here is the specific prompting loop you can literally just copy and paste into your workspace to make this magic happen. Step 1. Have the AI explain the topic to you using everyday analogies. Step 2. Instruct it to ask you a question to verify your understanding. Step 3. Tell the AI to adjust the depth of the entire conversation based on your answer. You're basically forcing the AI to constantly test your comprehension before moving on. It creates an incredibly dynamic, personalized learning environment.
All right, Section 3, AI as a thinking partner beyond the search engine.
We are moving way beyond the basic search engine right now. This is a radical shift. Stop treating the AI like a glorified Google and start treating it like a high-level strategic partner. Think about the difference between a weak prompt like, "What is prompt caching?" versus a strong thinking partner prompt like, "Walk me through how prompt caching works in my 20-call workflow." See the difference? You are giving the AI a very specific contextual problem to actually solve with you.
Now, I am absolutely obsessed with this next setup. Think of it as your sparring partner. Before you commit to any major business plan or big decision, you want to stress test it, right? So instruct the AI to attack your plan ruthlessly. Tell it to find every single wrong assumption. Tell it to argue the opposite position as hard as it possibly can. And then, after all that, have it steelman your original position, meaning it builds the absolute strongest possible case for why you actually might be right. Don't just ask for a polite critique, ask for a full-on attack to expose your blind spots.
But here's the thing. When you're tackling those really complex decisions, you absolutely have to use extended thinking. It blows my mind how many users have never even turned this feature on. Extended thinking is this specific mode where the AI literally reasons through a problem step by step. It maps out its logic and actually shows you its uncertainty before it ever gives you a final conclusion. It is the ultimate tool for when you need the AI to genuinely think, rather than just pattern match.
And this brings us to what is perhaps the most powerful, severely underused technique out there. Just ask the AI to ask you questions first. Before it starts working on any complex task, explicitly tell it to gather context by asking you the 5 most important questions about the project. Without this step, the AI is just making assumptions, and then you end up spending all your time fixing things that honestly could have been perfect on the very first try.
Section 4. Mastering Communication Styles. Cloning your voice. All right, it's finally time to train the AI to completely drop that overly polished, generic, robotic tone and start sounding exactly like you. To pull this off, you just need to provide 3 to 5 samples of your own writing. But wait, don't just ask it to copy you. You have to ask it to analyze your sentence length and rhythm, your specific vocabulary choices, your unique opening and closing patterns, and exactly how you balance a formal versus informal tone. Once it actually maps out all these specific patterns, it will clone your professional style across every future output in that workspace. It's wild.
Which leads us to the ultimate meta productivity hack. If you take away one trick today, make it this one. If you are ever stuck and you just don't quite know how to ask the AI for what you want, just let the AI write the prompt for you. Simply describe your task in plain English and ask Claude to write the absolute best possible prompt for it, including all the necessary constraints. It knows better than anyone what instructions produce the best results, so just let it do the heavy lifting.
And that brings us to Section 5, the future of human-AI collaboration. The actual point of all this. Let's just zoom out from the technical steps for a second and look at how this practically impacts our everyday lives. Because when you build these systems, the real-world applications are just incredible. You're creating a personal thinking partner for structured self-reflection that listens to you with zero judgment. You get a highly personalized travel planner that matches your exact pace, your budget, your style, and entirely avoids those generic tourist traps. You gain an analyst that can look at your monthly expenses and find real financial trends based on your actual personal data, not just some generic estimates.
I think this quote really hits the nail on the head. It does not have better ideas than you. What it has is infinite patience, broad knowledge, and the ability to think through problems from angles you haven't considered. The true magic of all this doesn't lie in the AI itself. It lies entirely in the partnership. It's about you providing the rich human context and the AI providing the endless stamina to explore it with you.
Which leaves us with one final question for you. Are you going to keep opening up a blank chat, starting from 0 every single day? Or will you take the time to build your workspace, sketch out your digital blueprint, and fundamentally change how you think and work forever? The choice is entirely yours. Get out there and start building. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you next time.